Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Arita. Good evening.
Hi, Srin. Good evening.
So finally, we're able to make it. So no guest for today.
Yeah. Uh, one.
Able to see my screen.
No, I think
Fit might be loading.
takes time, I think.
Okay. It should load by this time.
Yeah, I'm able to see your.
Okay. Oh. So these are the topics we have discussed during our last class.
Yes, on Friday.
Out on any of the topic.
No, clear everything.
You're able to practice everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay. OOPS features. So in the OOPS are the some one of the key features from the Java perspective. We'll
Yes.
discuss about the features, like what are the various features which are covered under it. First one, data hiding.
Data hiding. Okay.
Data hiding means how to hide the data, like when you design your classes. That are the primary features of this data hiding. Means hiding the data members of your class from other classes. How do you hide? Any guesses? So let's say you have a student.
If we declare private, they can't access, right?
Exactly, that's a private and protected.
Yeah.
So like how to hide the data is a general question we usually get.
Okay.
Concept data hiding is one of the features. So how to hide means hiding the member data of your class from other classes by making private and protected. So it depends
Okay.
on the specifiers you might need. So protected means there is certain limitation. Private means complete limitation, right?
Yeah, complete limitation.
So these are
Yes.
the possible ways like which can be used.
Yes.
And the data encapsulation, the next
Okay.
feature. Encapsulation means binding the data and functions together in a class by making data private and functions public so that other classes can access data only through your functions.
Okay.
Means usually when you declare a variable, let's say you have a class and you have student number is a variable.
Okay.
In real time, we are not going to give that student number variable directly to access by someone else. So we will ask them to access only through methods. So get student number or set student name or something. Anything which is we used to speak only in terms of methods.
Okay.
So if you want to do this, if you have to make your variables as private or right,
Okay.
make your variable private, other guys cannot access your variable directly. If they
Yes.
want, only come through the channel by invoking any of the methods, applicable methods.
Okay.
Right? So
Okay.
being like while design your class itself, like mostly we'll declare a variable int I. So make sure to have the private keyword in front of it in case if you want to hide the data along with encapsulation.
Okay. I mean, mostly in case of real time, you do like that, or depending on the
It depends on the scenario, but
okay
majority of
scenario.
the cases, if the data is related to a particular entity, let's say if we declare student number, student class, student number, name, age, and all these are specific to entity. We are not going to give them access. We will allow them access only through methods.
Okay.
It depends on the context, but both the things works. But there are certain cases if we do not want other guys to access directly. That is the restriction that we are going to provide. Clear about the encapsulation feature?
Clear.
The only thing is like we need to have the private variable, public function. That's the design that we need to follow.
Okay. I mean, blending data and methods in the same class.
Yes.
By declaring data privately and methods as public.
Exactly.
That's the encapsulation.
That's encapsulation. Okay.
Okay.
So in any class, if you declare having methods accordingly, that means that you are following encapsulation as part of that.
Okay.
If you declare a variables as private, that means you are also following data hiding. So these features are already implemented. So in many cases, without even knowing that, so we usually follow all these things, right? Based on experience. Inheritance. So inheritance is one of the key feature. So like generally when a new class is derived from an old class, the new class is going to acquire all the features from its old class.
Okay.
That's called inheritance. So inheritance also is one of the key feature from OOPS.
Okay.
So we are not going to replicate the same structure again and again, right? So we do not want the code to be repeated. So we want the functionality to be repeated, right?
Yes.
Let's say student object is there. So in future, some other object has to be created by following all the features from student. So instead of copy pasting all the code from student, what we do, we use inheritance concept. So advantage here is I'm reusing the student here. So by simply extending it. So whatever the student existing, so I'm getting all the features from into my class. On top of that, I can add my own stuff related to my functionality, right?
Right.
So we have like various kind of inheritance features available. We'll be discussing down the line.
Okay.
And the polymorphism is one of the feature. Polymorphism is nothing but having different forms.
Yes.
So it has like various forms. Like when I say forms means, so like when you discuss with respect to methods, so we can have multiple methods with various kind of rules that we are going to see at this level. Look, we have these two comes under the function overload, the polymorphism.
Okay, polymorphism. Okay.
Okay, so we'll be discussing in detail in this section. Okay. So polymorphism is one of the feature from as part of OOPS concept. Okay.
Okay.
We'll just dig into the inheritance further. Look, so what are the various inheritance? Inheritance is one of the feature from OOPS, right? So we'll just dig into it. Like what are the various things which are available and which are not available. Okay.
Okay.
These are the three inheritances which are available: single, multi-level, hierarchical. So first of all, inheritance means it's an object which acquires all the properties and from the parent, right?
Yes.
So that's it. Like we have any object, like whether you take a class or interface or anything, when you're establishing a relation with this kind of a relation, then it comes under inheritance. We have single, multi-level, and hierarchical. These are the three possible things which are usually we use. So we do have other things like multiple and hybrid. Okay, these are the two more things. Haven't heard about these things?
Yeah, I heard that.
Okay.
In a C++.
Okay. So there. So okay, you're from C++, right? And then you know inheritance very well. Single inheritance. Single inheritance means when there is a class A and the class B, we have only two classes. When you establish a relation between these two, then it comes under the single inheritance. Class A and class B. So class A is your parent, class B is your children. So child is acquiring all the features from the parent. Right? This is the single inheritance. Okay. And the multi-level, the second one. Multi-level means more than two. If you are trying to link the classes, that comes under multi-level. It can be 3, 4, whatever. More than two, right? You are dealing.
Yes.
The multi-level. So you can say class A, class B, class C, like that. Whatever we can have n number of things. So more than 2, it comes under a class. So let's say if you take the same design, so D is acquiring features from C, and C is acquiring features from B, and B is acquiring features from A.
Yeah.
So when you refer D, so it's going to have the features from A, B, C.
Both the 3, yes.
So along with the D features. So when you refer to C, so whatever the parents having all the features and along with these features, right?
Yes.
That's how the multi-level is going to work. And the hierarchical. Hierarchical means just a kind of like a tree form. So you'll be having a class A, class B, and class C. So we have a parent A. So one child B is derived from parent A, and the other child C is derived from parent A. But B and C do not have direct relation, so they are having a relation only with the parent.
Okay.
Right? So
yes.
A is on top, and B is on the left side, and the C is on the right side.
Yeah.
Right? So you can have, when you refer to B, it's going to have the features from A along with B. When you refer to C, when you refer to C, it's going to have the features from A along with C. Right?
Yes.
But C cannot have B features, and B cannot have C features. Right?
Yes.
That's how the inheritance, like the hierarchical inheritance, comes into picture.
Okay.
Next one, multiple. When I say multiple, just like a reverse to the previous one. Class A, class B, so you'll be having class A and class B, and there is a class C which is trying to derive from both A and B. Okay, just the reverse of this one. A and B, and C is at the bottom, right? This kind of relation is not possible in Java, but this is valid in C++.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
The problem is
this hierarchical and multiple are same, I think, right?
There is no. Hierarchical means you're having A, and there is a B, and there is C which is deriving. This is a triangle, upper triangle.
Yeah, but the thing what's happening in both the inheritance is single class is inherited by multiple different classes.
Yes.
Different classes, and in the same multiple inheritance also, the class C is inherited by 2 different classes, right?
No.
Multiple level.
Multi-level is like a levels.
No, this multiple.
Which one you are referring? Multiple?
Multiple.
Multiple means this is one. So class C is derived from A and B.
Class C is derived. Okay. Derived. Okay.
A and B.
Okay.
Usually it's only A.
Both A features and B features. Class C.
Yes. That's what we are trying to see in the. That's how the multiple design is.
Okay, got it.
Got it, right?
Okay.
This kind of design is possible in C++, but in Java, this is not allowed. So this is one of the interview question here. That's why I have added. Why multiple inheritance is not possible in Java? The reason is, so because of ambiguity. Let's say this is having a method A, method hello, and this is having method hello, suppose. Okay. So in your class, suppose if it is allowed assume that it is allowed a multiple inheritance. So you create a C, you have acquired features from A and you have acquired features from B, right? So in C class, I would like to invoke a hello method.
Okay.
How do you say that I want to invoke a method from A hello?
Okay.
There is an ambiguity here.
Yes, class B also containing that hello.
Yes, that's where what they have designed. Like in C++, this is possible purely. That is the reason they have stopped you to allow you to design this kind of thing. Means when you extend two classes, immediately it gives you a compile time at that moment, like wherever you use the extends keyword.
Okay, the JVM gets confused of two methods, same
Because
methods.
ambiguity, so it doesn't know like what to call. I know that there is a method, but I don't know like in which class I have to call this method.
Okay.
The most standard interview question is why multiple inheritance is not possible. Means just you can take an example of any method. So because of ambiguity, so in C you cannot identify in which method it has to call.
Oh, okay. Because of ambiguity means, same names, right? Ambiguity means.
Same method exists in two places.
Oh,
Which
same
method I
method.
have to refer,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
If it is a single parent, then I can refer to my direct parent. If it is a two parent, so I have to refer to like which parent I have to refer.
Okay.
Right? The reason, that's the reason they have stopped you to allow it. So instead of giving a problem at the later stage, being a designer, so Java itself stopped you to design you to stop that kind of a layout. Which if you try to create a new class by extending two classes, that's how you are trying to achieve this inheritance. So here they stopped you.
Okay.
This is not applicable.
Due to ambiguity reason, Java does not allow multiple inheritance.
Yes, exactly. You can
Okay.
take the same example. Any method you can take, and the same method on the right side. Try to do that. So it will not. Got it? Multiple inheritance.
Understood.
The next one, hybrid. Hybrid is nothing but it's a combination. Means assuming that class A, class B. I don't know what to call the symbol. There's a diagonal or polygon, I don't know. If you're trying to establish this kind of thing, two triangles you are mixing, right? A, B, C, D. So, as we know, if you take only these three, it's possible because it comes under a
In hierarchical.
But if you take this part, bottom,
Multiple.
doesn't. So overall, as a block, if you take, some part is not possible, right? So overall, it's not possible. Means when you try to create a class and then if you create two more classes from that, up to that works. So when you try to extend it further by creating a new class and do this, same problem because of an ambiguity doesn't allow. So hybrid is also not allow. Hybrid means it's a mixer.
Okay.
Any combination if you try and if it doesn't work out, like so whatever that doesn't work out things if you apply, so obviously it cannot fit, right?
Yeah.
That's a problem. Hybrid is also not possible. Clear what are the possible? These are the two things which are not possible. These are the three things which are possible.
Yeah.
Clear now?
Understood. Clear.
So, do you know what is easy and has a? Easy and has a words?
No.
Okay, that's also an interview question. So, inheritance is called easy. Aggregation is called has a. In general.
Okay.
Instead of asking what is inheritance, so they might ask you for the give us some examples and easy. So in general English terms, in general words. So I can say employee is a person, right? Student is a person. Has a means right? So I used to say employee is a person, but I cannot say employee has a person, right?
Yes.
So by readability, so we already know that. So these things cannot be clubbed. So at the same time, if you say car, I can say car has engine, but I cannot say car is engine, right?
Yes.
So if you look at it in detail, so employee is a person. We are saying employee is of type so and so, means we are trying to compare, right? But here car has engine. So if you look into the reality, car is going to have engine inside.
Yes.
So book is going to have papers inside, right? Computer has, if you take as a whole, so computer is having inside keyboard, right? So just to, that means here you are having two different classes. You are establishing a relationship using easy. Here also two classes, like car is engine and engine is one class. So here
Okay.
employee is one class and person is one class. So when I say easy relationship, it means this is your parent class, this is your child class. How do you establish relationship? Employee extends person, right?
Employee extends person. Okay.
So
Okay.
when your class is extended from its parent, so you
Okay.
can compare. You can say that your class is a of so and so parent, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's where the easy relation comes into picture. So
Okay.
what I said, inheritance is easy.
Understood.
When it comes to has a, car has one class and engine has one class. How do you
Okay.
establish a relationship? As the word itself, we said car is going to have engine inside, right? So here you are not going to use extends. So inside your car class, you are going to write engine class separate, and inside your car class, you are going to use one of the data member as engine. That's all. That's how has a relationship. I'm going to show it an example. So is the definition clear?
Yeah, definition is clear, but the employee, I understood that inheritance, but this has a relation.
Let me clarify. Car is one class, engine is one class. Clear, right?
Yes.
So we
Yes.
need
Yes.
to establish relationship.
Okay.
As the general term, what we are telling, car is having engine inside, having engine
Yes.
right, inside.
Mm.
That means inside. When I say inside, so if you take a mechanical motor inside a car, like if you open, so it's going to have engine inside. Same way, in your car class, car physical class, you are going to have engine variable.
Okay.
The
Okay.
class.
Okay.
Got it? So usually we'll be having integer or all those variables, right? Along with that, you are going to have an engine class variable also as a data member inside your class. Now,
Okay. Understood.
car is having engine variable inside.
Okay.
Got it?
Understood.
Now we'll see with an example. These things you are clear, right? So general extending A, B, C, and all those things. So directly I'll do the example on easy. Okay. Right. Now when I create my student class, student. So student is going to have all the features from person because student is extended from person. So this is called easy relationship.
Okay. Easy relation. Yes. Inheritance.
Yes. So I'm not writing anything in detail because basic intention is how to establish a relationship.
Okay.
You can write whatever the
Understood.
logic.
Okay.
I'm not deviating from that perspective.
Okay.
We said easy is nothing but inheritance, right?
Yes.
The same way has is called aggregation. Okay, term. I say we'll take. So employee is address. One more I'll add. Right? I cannot say employee is address, right? Employee is going to have address, or student is going to have address, right?
Yes.
So inside employee object, you're going to address it because this address is specific to that particular employee. So I cannot have two separate things. That's all. Address. So right. So address is one variable which is of type address class. So similar to these variables, you can apply all the rules and regulations on type of this variable because you can apply data adding, you can apply data encapsulation, everything because it's a data member for you.
Okay. Employee name is of type string. Employee address of type address.
So when I say address, so it's having the employee address dot is going to have student, city, state.
Okay. Okay. So you're using the class name address as employee address.
So
I mean, I have a doubt. This employee address refers to variable, right?
one second. Left side is a data type, right
Yes.
side is a
Yes.
variable name. That you are clear?
Yeah,
So
I'm clear about that.
address is of one customized data type. That's what the class is.
Okay.
The right side is just a variable name. So emp address. Similar
Okay.
to the way how you handle these variables, same way you can handle this variable. Means writing setter and getters and setting. Suppose if I ask you to create a one employee record for this employee, suppose how do you create? Usually we used to create first we'll have constructor. Let's
Oh, address. Okay, it is of type data type. Okay.
now you're there. It's a data type, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And at getter and setters, I'm just creating just to show you, extend this example further. I'm just creating it. So what I'm doing, I'm writing constructor. I'm writing setter and getters, nothing else. Okay.
Okay.
Same way. Right. Setter and getters. So private and all these things are not added, but in reality, you need to add all those things. Okay.
Okay.
Clear as of now. So similar to other variables, we are just using the class variable.
Yeah, but employee address we can take it as of type string also, right? I mean, address we give all this in strings.
If you take it as a string, suppose, let's say I'll ask you to enter your address. So suppose you might have not given any format. So you might give door number,
Yeah, we do have numeric
street
values
number,
also in that.
So city, state. Suppose if you are entering this format.
Okay.
Suppose if you ask me to enter, I might give street number or city, area, landmark, post, city, state, zip. Right? The format is not in sync, right? So if you take a single string variable to a capture address, suppose if you might have entered like this, because the text field is given only to address and address box, so just a free form text, anything you might have entered. The same I might have entered. Suppose you want to do a further reporting on like I would like to display all my employee records whose city is so and so. How do you filter now? Or maybe whose state is so and so, or maybe whose zip is so and so. Because who are residing in particular area, I would like to filter. Either you have to compare this completely, which is like tedious task, right?
Yeah.
I might enter city with 2 words. Free form text, right? So those are the things when you take when you refer to multiple fields, especially address and those kind of things, do not take a single variable straightforward. If you observe many of the websites, they'll ask you separate fields: street, city, zip code, area, landmark. Why? Because if they store different things in different fields, then like in future, if they want something to be analyzed on that particular field, they can write queries. If they give you text area, you dump in everything, so they cannot organize your data, right? You have to
I mean,
only
if
from
you want
one country perspective. If it so nobody knows about all the country formats, right?
Okay.
Got some idea?
Okay, understood. Okay, they want to store everything in separate different values. But that if they want, they can filter it by a specific city or any state like that.
Yes. If you are storing in appropriate fields, so I need only 4 fields. Suppose city, state, zip, and all those things, right? So I just provide only those 4 fields. People entering across countries, they'll enter all 4 fields. If only text field is given with a just ask you to enter address, anybody can enter anything. The landmark, unnecessary extra things which I'm entering, which is not required for that company to store. Right?
Yes.
So only the required fields I'll ask. So when you say required fields, you might need later, so you can have a better control on the data. Doing like this, you do not have better control on the data in future. Keep it separate to have the better control. When I say better control, you can do whatever you want. You can generate reports on the particular area. You can do whatever. Suppose if you take an employee, so how many employees which are coming from so and so zip code area? Simple query in few minutes, right? Otherwise, we cannot even don't know like how to break that string. How many guys are entered with a semicolon, spaces, and hash code, hyphen symbols, and all those things, right? We don't know what to enter. Got it?
Okay. So if we save this all the address in the single, a string kind of thing, we can't filter that.
We do not have better control.
Okay, better control. Okay.
Right?
Okay.
We don't know how you enter or how someone else is going to enter, right?
Yes.
Whatever
Everybody
you
has.
You might enter.
Okay.
There is no restriction as given.
Okay, everybody represents in their own way. So
yes. When there is no standard, I might feel my thing is correct. I might enter the way I wish. You might enter something else in a different format.
Okay.
So which you might think is just a saving of an address, but for the company, whoever is storing the data, that simply junk kind of thing. So it doesn't require anything. In case if they want something to be concentrated on the address perspective. Otherwise, it's no use. Nowadays, like if you see, even the Google Analytics and everything, like they want in detail, right? For the better analytics, like what's happening around the world. So always try to split the data accordingly.
Okay.
Am I clear?
Understood.
No, we just created 2 classes with setter and getter and the constructors, nothing else. Now suppose I want you to create employee equal to, suppose if I want you to create employee with by filling some information means employee number 100, Harita, right?
Yes, Harita.
Names. Address. Address means it's an object, right?
Okay.
So which we haven't created. So first what you have to do, first you need to create an address. Address is having a couple of fields, it seems. 3 string fields. Street,
Okay.
city, area.
Okay.
So fine. Now my employee which object is having employee number, name and address.
Okay.
So this address is specific to this guy only.
Okay. Okay.
So now I can access e dot get address dot get city. If I say I'm going to get this city value.
Okay. Okay.
Just to print some value. Because
So you are not giving any object in this get employee address of A here.
where
Employee dot get employee address of, we need to pass object here, right?
this is
We
get
need to pass.
we are asking for the value. We are not setting the value.
Okay. Okay. So get
Whatever
means.
you have assigned here,
Hmm.
I'm just showing the value how you can retrieve.
Okay. Okay.
We have an employee, right? E dot you can do set address, get address.
Okay.
The get address means it's going to give you the get set, you know, right? Set and get. I think I already discussed. Set means to change the value, get means to give the value.
Means to get, yes.
So get employee address.
Okay.
So this is going to give you this class object, right?
Yeah.
So after
Class
that
object
you need this particular value. So
yeah.
also I have to, so in the single line I have written everything. Usually you might get address object and then you might print that address object at get city.
Okay. So when we are using the get method getters, so no need to specify the objects from where we need the details.
So this is the source, right? E.
Okay.
This one.
Oh.
So this is one instance. On top of that instance, I just asked for get method.
Okay. Okay, understood.
Got it?
Okay.
If you say someone E1 is there, so E1 is going to have some other address, right?
Oh yeah.
Tied to that particular E1 object. So E1 dot get address will say. So once you got that address object, you can apply methods on top of it like this.
Okay.
Suppose you want to change the value for city. Suppose E dot get employee address set city. Something we changed. Now if I print, because whatever the address we are having, inside that address we change it to city.
Oh.
So that means we changed only this value. So
okay.
For this employer, we changed the inside address of city name.
Okay. Okay.
Got it?
Okay.
Clear the aggregation. Aggregation means you are going to have another object inside you. Like if you take employee address, employee is address we cannot say, right?
Yes.
Itself, like we know that even somebody asks you to say, like we cannot say. So it has an address. So when I say has a relationship, so you are going to have this object inside this one. The same way, this object is going to have inside this one. This object inside this, and this object is inside this, right?
Okay. Okay.
That's how we design your has a relationship. So mostly you get, so interrelated questions related to this one is difference between is a and has a, or like what is has a. When you know the difference between is a and has a, then you can answer any type of question which is floating around, right?
Okay.
Any confusion as well?
Mm.
So multiple inheritance we said like it's not possible, right? So just
Yes.
let us see like how it's not possible. We need to have 3 classes, right? So we'll have so 3 classes as per this table diagram. Multiple means this one, right? That means
Yes.
C is going to be having parent from A and B. That means you say extends A. When you say and as of now there is no compilation issue. As and when you say comma B, immediately got the error here, right?
Yes.
Syntax error so and so is expected. So immediately it gives error here. So it's not allowing you to add the class B.
Okay.
See. If you just remove this part, immediately. So by design, like when you design your class itself, like it is not allowing you. Instead of stopping you at later stage, they are just stopping you at the initial stage that I'm not going to allow you for this kind of design.
Yeah. Understood.
Right? So stopping at later stage create a lot of problems, right? So try to stop it at the early stage. Otherwise,
Okay.
so later you might create a lot of problems. So they have designed to not to allow you to for this kind of approach in the initial way.
Okay.
So in the same way, if you try for this guy, same thing you might get error, right? Encapsulation. So I think we have already discussed. So
Yes.
so the encapsulation means how to hide your data. So what you
Data.
have to do? So you need to create all the variables as private and the
And
methods
protected.
public. Private and protected and methods are public. Others have access only through the methods, right? That's how the encapsulation comes into picture. Anyways, that we have already seen here, right? In the previous example, the aggregation it seems. So this is your variable. So we have used get and setter methods to change the values, right?
Yes.
Got it?
Yes,
I'm not
understood.
doing any separate example for it because it's already covered as part of the same example. So, and the static and dynamic binding. Do you know what exactly these things are?
No. I mean, I know static and dynamic. Okay, binding.
So, static and dynamic, you know?
Yeah, static means fixed. Dynamic means we give the values at the runtime dynamically.
Okay.
Static means I think we hard code it.
Okay. And any more?
That's it. I think I told wrong. You're laughing.
Yeah. No. Just to know the information. Like.
Okay.
So we have various kind of things. Right? Static binding means when the type of an object is determined at the time of compile.
Okay.
It's not a static binding. Means static means it's we call it as another names early binding, okay, late binding. Okay. Static means early binding, dynamic means late binding. Okay, another names.
Okay.
Means early means initially, late means at later stage, right? So now just describing a static binding once again. Static binding means when the type of the object is determined at the compile time is known as a static binding.
Okay.
Means
And the object is determined at the compile time.
It's known as static binding. when the object is determined at the runtime, it's known as the dynamic binding. Okay, you don't know, you have created a variable, but you don't know like what kind of object is going to store that variable. It might be based on the various values. Because at the compile time, it doesn't know. That kind of things comes under the dynamic binding. Okay, you have a parent class, you have a child class, so multiple child classes are there. So you don't know if you create a parent class variable, you don't know what kind of object you are going to store in a parent object, right? You can store any of the child values. So instead of fixing it at the compile time, I'm going to store at the runtime based on certain values. Here the dynamic binding comes into picture. Show you an example. Whatever we are doing, it's already part of it. Just by the definition, I'll show you an example. The method is going to call, right? So we have a class, and I create a variable for that class. Dog d equal new dog I just created. So that means, so in this object I just stored an instance of some dog, right?
Yes.
So that means same thing I have stored. So I know here the d is going to have the reference of my dog variable. So at the compile time, it is decided that this variable is going to be stored. So later on, it doesn't need to worry about anything because it can access everything from the d.
Okay. So d is the okay.
D is the object which is
instance of dog class.
Dog. So this D is going to have all the features from the dog object.
Yes.
This is at the compile time, it has identified that in D you're going to store object of dog. Right? This is static binding, means early binding.
This is early binding, static.
Yes, early
Okay.
binding. So starting when I say dynamic binding, that is late binding. So here we have a class and there is
animal.
There is a relation you have established, right?
Cat class and animal class. Okay.
Animal equal to
new animal.
So new cat.
New cat. Okay.
That means
so you're storing
cat object you are storing in animal.
Yes.
So this is the late binding because at the compile time usually like same class it experts, but at the dynamically you might store something else, right?
Okay.
So otherwise if you have some other class, something like this.
So at compile time, it does not know that cat class object is going to
I'll
store.
extend it further. Either you might store
Password extension.
cat, or you can store it, right?
Oh
I
yeah.
can store like this, or I can store like this. So as many number of combinations you have, I can store those values into A, right? Assume that you have a multiple conditions, if condition. If so and so, you might store this. If so and so, you might store like this. So if, when I say if so and so, means when that is going to be evaluated at runtime based on certain values, it's going to evaluate, right? Means you are deciding these values like what to store in A at later stage.
Okay.
What are here I have only 2. In future I might be having 10. But out of this 10, I might create only one instance. Instance I'm going to store in this one. Right? At the later stage, it's going to be evaluated. That is based on the input is given by user.
Okay. Okay.
That's the late binding.
Okay.
What it means?
Understood.
The previous case, if you have given directly, because it's only one class. Even if you give it later, and also it's going to be the same.
Okay. Understood.
You have many number of combinations. You don't know what to enter. It's not in your control. It's based on input. Let's say.
Okay. Only A is going to have both. I mean, A is going to have both the cat and birds objects. It's going to hold
A
both.
can have cat,
Either.
can have bird, not both.
Ah.
We are already.
Yeah. Yes.
So after
Okay.
this line, he is having cat. Out of this line, no more cat. It's only bird.
Yes.
So what we are trying to say here is, in the base class, you're trying to store reference of any of the derived class, because base and derived are having relations as a parent and child. We have a n number of childs. So after those n number of childs, any child object can be stored in the base class because they have a relation as easy.
Understood.
Clear or any confusion?
No, understood.
Clear, right? This part?
Yes. Static and binding. Okay.
Polymorphism, we just discussed like what is polymorphism, right? Having different forms, right? Any more, before digging into further with the types, like any more idea?
No, just now you said that it takes different forms. Polymorphism.
So we have two types, like function overloading and function overriding. So we call it as, one is called compile time and the other one is called runtime.
Okay.
Compile time. Multiple names, nothing else. So you might ask you the question, get the runtime, what is runtime? So runtime polymorphism. You need to refer to this example.
Okay, runtime polymorphism is
Runtime
function
polymorphism overriding. Compile time is nothing but overloading.
Overloading.
Okay. We have two types, like the polymorphism is, by the definition we know that various types, right? After that, like the function overloading and overriding means, here you are going to have the multiple functions in the same class with the various combinations. That's where like the overloading and overriding, and the most of the people used to confuse with these parts, like what is overriding and overloading. To naming conventions and the parameters, various combinations that we'll be seeing with an example in tomorrow's class. So we haven't discussed anything about this thing. I'll just about up to here. Okay.
Okay.
Any doubts as of now?
No, clear.
Clear, right? The definitions. Okay, Harita.
So coming to object-oriented OOPS concepts, we discussed encapsulation, inheritance,
data hiding,
data hiding.
polymorphism.
Data hiding means just it comes under this encapsulation only, right?
Data hiding means just extending to your encapsulation. Encapsulation means just declaring variables as private and protected. That's all.
Oh, encapsulation means just okay, declaring the variables. Okay.
So after heading means after declaring, provide a public methods
Okay, provide public methods to access those variables.
by other guys.
Okay, through methods we can access that. Okay, that is data hiding. Okay, I thought everything in the same thing. Okay.
So it's like part by part. So as a whole, usually we write everything classes, but if you split in parts, that's how. Somebody asks you
Okay.
data encapsulation, you have to talk only up to that.
Okay, only up to only variable declaration I need
Variable
to talk only.
declarations you want to turn. So
Okay.
then you can extend it further, saying that if you do this, then it comes under data heading.
Okay, okay, okay. So we discussed about this inheritance, okay, aggregation. Okay, understood.
Clear? Right?
Clear.
We'll continue tomorrow. Okay.
Mm,
You bye. Bye.
Good night. Mm.